Hello everyone, thanks for joining. I'm Marshall Greenhouse. I record and produce under the name Mancho. Today is December 11th, 2020, and I've just released my first ever solo project. Throughout my life, I've always loved being in a band. Music is something that I've thought is always best to do with a partner or a group of partners. Ever since high school, I've always been in at least 2 to 3 bands at every moment of my life, basically since 14 until now. Then comes mid-March. We watch the news and see what's going on in Italy, where people are singing out of their windows. I thought about what the next few weeks might be like at home. School band concert was canceled. My 10-year wedding anniversary trip to Colombia was canceled. A tour to Colorado with the away team was canceled. So I went down to my studio to play some music, as I do many nights. But this night I decided to do John Lennon's Isolation, record all the instrumental tracks, and then the next day invite Shannon down to come sing, and then she ended up playing some theremin. I was pretty happy with the way the recording came out. I posted it to SoundCloud, and some friends enjoyed it, which was nice. Now all of a sudden it's April, and there's talk of none of these events rescheduling. Summer music festivals are starting to cancel. The idea of playing a live concert in the near future is just out the window, and we're all in quarantine. The entire Plastic Ono Band album, John Lennon's Plastic Ono Band album, is one that I first heard in high school and I've always gravitated to in uncertain times. So I brought that out again, just started listening to it over and over again, and then I had the idea to challenge myself to redo the entire album. I am now finished with the entire album. I've recorded every song, and I'm super proud of the way it came out, and I'm so thankful to have been able to collaborate with friends from high school, college, and beyond throughout this. I'm now going to walk you through the process I took when recording the album's opening track, Mother. The first step was I checked out some cover versions. I found some great versions by Chris Cornell, Christina Aguilera. Lou Reed even did an interesting version. Then I came across The Roots performing a live version for John Lennon's 75th birthday celebration.
Mother has always been one of my favorites. That whole entire Plastic Ono Band is probably one of the most honest self-examination albums in history. It's a painful album to listen to. He was using primal screaming techniques to express himself. You could really feel that this album was saving his life and that he's just allowing you to sort of peer at the process.
All right, so on to the very first version, my first attempt at doing Mother. Started this April 16th, and I started just by tracing the original. I recorded the original track, which I titled Scratch here, into my Pro Tools session, and then just played drums along with it. So here's the drums. You notice I'm playing a little laid back, like Ringo. Also trying to give that Questlove feel, but yeah, I'm not gonna do so good at that. After I got my drums down, it was time to add the bass, which I just played on the microKORG. Just playing the root note only. And then I added a little bit of piano, which was played on my Korg SV1. It has a nice Rhodes sound, even though I'm not that great at playing Rhodes. So I had my outline for the song. I had my bass, I had my chords, I had my drum beat, and then I can take out the scratch track. And we have just a simple trace of the song. It's in 4/4, similar groove. Just a really rough outline to be able to send to a vocalist to add their part. So I had my friend John Colleton in mind all along. All right, so I had my original bass in. Decided to try to add a click to it, which was somewhat working, but not really because I traced the original, which was not played along to a click. I have my bass, and then I have my keys. So I found that click mark, took out my original drums, and decided to play some drums in 6 over it to hear what that would sound like. And already I knew that I had a much better feel for the song. Something that wouldn't sound like I was trying to either copy the original or copy roots. Alright, now we get to the change, the outro of the song. My original intention was to add some synths and just really make it heavy and do what I feel like I know how to do best, which is just distort it, add effects and layers, and just kind of make like a trippy kind of vibe to it. All right, so that takes us to May. At this point, it had been determined that the remainder of the school year would be online, so packed up the car with my family and drove out to Colorado to meet some friends where we would hang out for the month. Figured we'd be much safer in the mountains than in the city. John had sent over his first vocal take over the 6-feel, and then we had a phone conversation where he had mentioned Donny Hathaway's version of Young, Gifted, and Black. So first let's check out what I ended up going with. John's playing piano here. Now we'll check out Donnie's version. And it's got, instead of a 6-feel, it's a 9/8 feel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. I really love how the drummer here is leaving out the accent on the big 3rd beat or beat 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 4, 5, 6. All right, so now my attempt to make the drums kind of follow that groove. 5, 6, 8, 9. This is an electric bass that I played on a microKORG. I was borrowing Wilson's microKORG at the time, and this is the organ sound I was able to find on that, which is pretty awful. Plus, I can't really play organ. So I felt like that was the one thing that I really needed to give it the right kind of feel. So I called Ryan Tedder up and asked if he could send something, and he sent this right away. Instantly makes a huge difference. The whole feel of the song just completely changes. Here's mine again. And Ryan's. So we have our new groove laid out with organ, some electric bass which will be replaced, and the first drum take. So then all I have is John's original vocal take that was done in 6, but I laid it on top of the new 9 feel. Alright, so this is a session from July. We now have John's new piano part that fits in. I've done a bunch of drum takes. There are 9 drum takes here, plus I think some more under a different track. Joe Maloney sent his bass part in. Really solidified things. I had the idea of what I wanted to do in my head, but I couldn't quite play it right. I really needed Joe to lay that down for me. But it needed additional layers. So that's when I thought, ask Ryan Bailing to do some sort of D'Angelo type stuff. There's a couple layers of him, add some more. So Ryan sends me, what is that, about 9 layers of background vocals. All right, so here we are in the final session. We have John's piano, we have Joe's final bass, we have drums. These are actually all new drums. And we have John's vocals, we have Ryan's voice, and we needed the female voice for the choir. So let's listen to what Aubrey added in. Aubrey added 3 parts alone. Medium and high. We'll check out what that sounds like with all of Ryan's voices added. Is that John in there? So just wanna tell organ. Piano. Add the bass in. And the drums. All right, so 6 months from the start, which was just a simple 4/4 groove based off that roots, to what we have now, a 9/8 groove with Ryan on organ, Joe Maloney playing some amazing bass. We have John's vocals, we have layers of Aubrey, layers of Ryan. The mix is as good as I can get, so now it's time to send it to Rowan Weary, who sends me back his first mix. As I'm listening back to the B section of the song, it's great. John's vocals are amazing, but I feel like there's something missing in this section. It kind of just keeps going for 2 minutes with great organ fills, but it needs something else. So that's where Jesse Kreiderman came in to lay down an electric guitar part that starts right at the last section and just plays through the whole last section. So then back to Rowan, where he does what ends up being the final mix. He masters it a little bit later, and we have the final version.
never left you. Just